Hey guys, welcome to AirCrete Jeff's channel. I made up a batch of AirCrete this morning, or not AirCrete, but just the foam this morning, and found out a couple things. The first thing is when I read the directions for the Drexel, here in Louisville, where I'm from, Louisville, Kentucky, we have not hard water, but it's in the upper scale of hard, not terribly hard, not terribly soft. It says here on the directions that hard water will affect the results, the product, and I'm thinking that the hard water is going to make it not last as long. It says here, foam life will vary with water hardness, humidity, temperature, and soil moisture content, which we're not worried about soil moisture. Humidity, we have high humidity here, which if it's high humidity, I guess it wouldn't evaporate as fast. Somewhere like Arizona, it may evaporate faster. But I think the water hardness may have something to do with how long mine's lasting, and I'm not sure where AirCrete Harry's out of, and then you've got Honeydew Carpenter, and I'm not sure where they're based out of. I made this mix right here. I made this batch to get the weights right. I wanted to see if mixing it consistently, exactly the same every time, would yield me an exact consistency and weight of the foam every time, regardless of turning it off, turning it on, as long as I didn't make any adjustments. And what I found is, even though I made this batch and it weighed out exactly like it's supposed to, if you look, which I don't know if you can see that, but there's the liquid in the bottom, and even though when I made this batch, and it still has a lot of foam in it, so it doesn't necessarily look like it's went down a whole lot, and it still has a lot of bubbles in there. After 20 minutes, you could see a considerable amount of water, even though the foam was at the very, very top, and it was still a very nice foam. I think that even when you mix up your Portland cement and you add your foam, I think that it cures fairly rapidly, but I'm worried about the hardness of my water causing mine to actually degrade faster. But I think once it's encapsulated in the Portland cement, I don't think it degrades as fast as it would if it's just sitting out like this. And the weight doesn't change, and this can be put right back in. The test batches of foam can be put right back in as long as you put it into a clean vessel. It can be reused. So what I want to do now is I'm going to make another batch. I'm getting ready to leave, and I'll mark the clock. And then what I'll do is we'll come back and see how much. First of all, I want like 20 minutes. I want to stay here, and I want to see just how much is in the bottom of there after, like, say 20 minutes. And then I'm going to leave and come back in, say, an hour, maybe hour and a half, and then show you what the foam looks like, which it'll still look almost perfect. And then when it's actually wet, oh, it looks great, but then you have a lot of water. You have a lot of solution in the bottom still. So even though it sits up, this was done at 10 o'clock and it's now 4 o'clock. Even though there's still a lot of foam in there, if you're not looking at the bottom, you really. So it's still nice foam, but it's degrading. So let me pour this out, turn the camera off, and then what I'll do, I'm going to try to probably get some distilled water and try it with that. There's also, there's chlorine and other stuff in the water too that could affect the foam. So I'd like to get some purified water and just make a batch with purified water and test the purified water versus the tap water, because if I'm going to be making a lot of this, I might need to get some kind of better water than what comes out of the tap, or purified or something. But the whole idea is to save money doing this, and if you start having to buy water, or you probably could leave it out, that would definitely get rid of the chlorine, but you may end up having other issues. So and the additives that go in there, the whole idea is to try to do this and save money, and it can end up getting more expensive than just doing regular concrete if you start adding in perlite and vermiculite and insulation, but insulation's cheap. But anyway, I've been really waiting for AirCrete Harry's update on this last weekend, where he had Honeydew Carpenter and the Mad Scientist. I've been waiting on that update, and I keep looking, and it's not coming. So I'm kind of interested in the basically a balloon dome, and see how that turned out. It's just really kind of cool, but it hasn't had, let's say, Wednesday, so I haven't had an update yet. So hopefully he gets that update out there, because I really like his channel, like Honeydew's channel, the other channel, the little pig channel, and then there's one more, pretty much the 4. And I found out that this and maybe I saw it a long time ago, I don't remember, but this is actually the generator. My foam generator is actually, and I could have seen this years ago, it's actually from, I think it's Jim White's channel, and which is really cool, because he's doing a lot of testing. He's doing testing on the strength of it, and this is actually built almost identical to his. So if you get a chance, go to Jim White's channel. He's doing a lot of testing, a lot of scientific testing, which I really like. But let me shut this off. I'm going to make a batch. I'm going to make just do a batch of foam in here and see what it looks like. And I want to see if my ratio stayed the same, because at 10 o'clock I did it. I'm just going to hook the air to it and make some foam real quick and see if it stayed exactly the same with my settings without changing anything, and see if that comes up to almost 100 grams in this cup. So I'll be right back.